Good afternoon and welcome to the Events and Commemorations meeting. Today is January 16th. It's 3:30 p.m. If we could get a roll call, please, Amber.
Mrs. Cooper?
Here.
Mr. Capel?
Here.
Ms. Strayer is absent.
Have we heard from Mr.?
I have not.
First off, I will make a motion to approve the minutes for September 19th, way back in 2024.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion, roll call.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes,
Mr. Capel?
Yes.
VA's minutes passed.
thank you. It's been a while since we've had an events meeting, but it looks like we have some stuff to discuss. So let's start with letter A, Light It Up, Kinslow, another disc golf event. This is what I think we might need to change from our cupola logo, Daryl, to a disc golf. Is it too late? And we already approved that.
This event is put on by the Olden Tangi Disc Golf Club. It is going to take place on April 19th from 2 to 4 p.m. This is the third year I want to say they've done this one. Past years, I've had no issues with the Olden Tangi Disc Golf Club. They're really good about cleaning it up. It's going to be $50 per person or $90 per team. Those funds go back into the prizes and trophies and awards that they get at the end of the tournament. So everything that they collect goes back into the people that participated. It does not go to the club. Mr. West and the Disc Golf Emporium are sponsoring it. His realtor company is sponsoring it. So all money gathered goes back into it. They will have one tent up there, I think, and they may serve pizza. They don't charge for the pizza. They'll just hand it out to players as needed. You might see in there that they've asked to have a Nocturnal Brewing Company sponsor, but we did let them know that that was a no. He did let me know he will continue to ask until he gets a yes. They're going to set up their event right there at Hole 1. They're not going to close it off. This is open to anybody who wants to participate. He just asked that they plan ahead and sign up for the event, but you can show up same day and play. And then on page 10, he's provided a short map of what they plan to do. We've also provided an additional portable toilet out there for the disc golf players. That's been one of the main requests for every event they've hosted, is that the city has one out there instead of having to walk to the shelter house each time. This has gone through police, fire, and services. I've had no red flags come up from any department. We've gotten the go-ahead from all of them.
Did you mention trash cans? Do they bring extra receptacles?
Yes, so they'll bring those cardboard Kroger boxes, and everything they have, they take off site and throw away themselves.
Okay. Any comments, Mr. Capel?
Nope. I'm curious. Is the disc golf course popular enough to consider hard facilities in the future?
You consider what?
Hard facilities for I see the request for a porta potty, and a permanent porta potty sounds like.
Yep. And just to be
Not
clear,
the greatest,
so we've put the second one out there at this.
Yes.
Okay, so both of those are the cities.
Um,
Well, I don't know. I mean, a couple of years ago, we had talked about trying to activate the parks a little bit more, you know, rather than just spend money to fix them up from a capital perspective. Could we do more programming around that? And we did start to think about, well, maybe we could do more with the disc golf course, but it kind of blew up on its own. I mean, for the most part, it was, I think, a single group that was doing it, but now a second group has found it. And so, yeah. So I think where we focused has been a little bit more just trying to improve the park a little bit more and the course. As I think I'd mentioned somewhere along the line, we do have potentially an Eagle Scout who's going to help, put some footbridges over the wet areas. There have been things there in the past, but we're trying to improve upon that. There's going to be some new signage, I think, relatively soon to kind of help identify the holes and the tee boxes. And I don't know, did we do more? There was a question, I think somebody had put some additional concrete or bricks out there to kind of make the.
Pavers were put out. Some of the tees weren't long enough.
Yeah.
You have a long tee and a short tee. So the Columbus Disc Flyers they went out and put extra pavers out, so they had the right amount of space to throw the long tee. They've also added with the additional, because they do night leagues now when it warms up. Actually, they've been doing them in the winter too. They've
This is
added
it.
the additional glow paint on there so you can see the holes at night too. So there's been a lot of updates that.
Yeah, so definitely there have been a lot of improvements in recent months or recent years, I guess. But I don't know that we're anticipating any significant investment on the part of the city. When they've had to change out the holes, I mean, that usually has fallen to one of the clubs to basically maintain that, and they've been good about, I think, doing that, so. Yeah. I don't know.
Might be something to consider from the Parks Committee down the road after J.R. Smith and
Yeah, I was just curious. I saw the comment in there and we've been talking about how disc golf's getting more and more popular and,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, lean
Good
into
note.
it and encourage more people, but
I see.
providing facilities is probably part of that if it continues to grow. Yeah,
I was told if we provided a porta potty, we'd be golden. So
that's a good start.
yeah, yeah.
do that.
I see Alyssa taking a lot of notes, so that's good for the Parks Committee.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, sounds good. Moving on to letter B, 35th Annual Columbus Ice Bowl. This was discussed in the Parks Committee, correct? And we're just bringing it to events. We're just doing it a little backwards.
Yeah.
So this is another disc golf event.
Yeah, this is with the Columbus Disc Flyer Disc Golf Club. This is a sanctioned PGGA event. I talked to the president of the club because the fee that they're collecting goes towards the sanctioned event and towards the PDGA. So that's why they're collecting the fee, but on top of that, they're collecting donations, food donations. This is a multi-round event that takes place on multiple disc golf courses around Columbus and the Central Ohio area. And we are just happen to be one of them this year. I don't think they don't have any food. We haven't had any issues with them. They do clean up after themselves. This has gone through police, fire and services. I've had no red flags come up. The only question was about the fees and that's been addressed with the club.
So as of like a normal day, do we have a porta potty out there on a normal day? There's no bathroom out there. There's one at Freedom.
Yeah, there's one at the
Park,
shelter
but
house,
at
but
the
not
shelter.
out there.
Okay. So will they be bringing one in for this event?
No, I have one that's being delivered by the end of this week, so it should be there for that event and the other events that will be popping up.
So right now, when there's events, we just bring in a porta potty for the event and then
They've been bringing them
they've been
in.
bringing in.
Yeah.
Okay. Any comments on that? Just
No.
okay, that did come through the parks last or this month, I guess. Okay. Moving on, we have Eagle Adventure Camp. I have seen this advertised already on Facebook. GRE.
It's, so this is their third year, I believe, and they're running the same schedule as they did the previous year. It's Monday through Friday. It'll be June 2nd through the 27th and then July 7th through the 18th. I think it's 7 a.m. is the setup time. And then some days they won't be there, but that's their meetup and pickup spot for the parents. No issues. They work with the schools. The school cleans up after them and they use the school resources for the most part. So yeah,
They
I
use
want
that bathroom by the fields.
sometimes, but I think they primarily use the schools. Yeah, but like Mrs. Cooper said, it's being advertised, so that's why it's in front of you now.
Okay. Yeah, they need the approval. Or do we give, does this go all the way up to council? No,
No.
okay. Okay,
So just one question, Amber, let's make sure. Have we had any issues with drop off and pickup, given the number of
No,
people that are participating?
no, I've had no
So that's
complaints
generally
or
working.
nothing like that. She says that sometimes it's scattered and they kind of come in throughout the
Okay.
morning.
Okay,
And they're gonna offer an early morning pickup like they've done every year where kids can come earlier for a certain fee.
okay,
And all of those fees go towards the school. All the fees they collect for this goes back into the school, so.
And I know because my kids attend this, so in the past too, they have there's like a 20, like it's over at 4 o'clock, but they stop the camp at like 3:30. So they give parents like from 3:30 till 4 to pick up. So my kids have done this for a couple of years. It's busy just like any other drop off and pick up, but it's not folks parking on the grass or out in the street. And it takes, after the first day, you know where your kids' coach is and where they sit, and everyone's pretty respectful of time and stuff, so. Okay. Any comment on that, Mr. Keppel?
Nope.
I know they've been coming through for years now.
Yeah.
I think probably since 2021, maybe, has it been?
Maybe.
It's been a few
My third
years.
year working with them, so
It's what?
it's my third year.
Okay, so
Yeah,
third,
third.
yeah, it's probably right. Okay, and it looks like we have a Citizen Recognition Award nomination. It's too bad Ms. Strayer isn't here since she's the one that nominated them. But Mr. Keppel, have you had a chance to read through the application form?
I did not.
Okay, I'm going to. I think we should postpone this just for a month and give Mr. Keppel some time to read because it's quite long, and then hopefully we can incentivize Ms. Strayer to come to the committee meeting and then she can kind of talk on this behalf, but it seems like a very good nomination to me, so. There's nothing else in new business. I don't see any unfinished business. Any visitors wish to speak to the committee today? Anything else from staff? All good? Okay, I will.
I
from the
had one
committee.
thing, I was talking before the meeting a little bit, about 4th of July and Sizzle.
Okay,
I understand we've got committees coming together to work on these. I'd just like to ask that we can get updates on that in this meeting periodically.
Yeah, I would imagine, yeah, so I had worked on just a little bit, I mean, I've worked on trying to capture lessons learned from last year's major events. I have drafted a document, I've shared that with the chair, and I've shared that with our safety forces as well. So I am waiting to get a little bit of feedback from them, just to make sure if I need to make any adjustments, we'll do that. I think once that has happened, I think we will be ready to talk more, openly about the committee, the structure, the plan, what have you. But yeah, we will. I think that's one of the reasons.
I think one of the common threads of your memo though was communication.
Yeah.
That was a good portion of the memo was communication, but he had threaded in that the events committee as sort of a connection so that the council is aware of what's going on. But it was he had a lot of good feedback, but that was because I had a one-off meeting with Mr. Hennessy, and I think I told you that I was going to do that to say, like, where's this events committee going? Do we need it? And he was pretty adamant that more work is going to be coming this way, and he wanted to utilize the committee a little bit more than we have been, so. But yeah, when that was a good point, though, that's.
Okay.
I know
Maybe what we do, let's make that a standing item on the agenda each month, so.
I don't know if you heard, but at the Charter Commission, folks were talking about Sizzle and volunteering and 4th of July and volunteering, and we're gonna do it this year too. And so I was like, oh, well, see how that goes. Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Session. Thanks for the heat.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Skipper.
Yes.
Mr. Keppel.
Yes.
2 yeas, we are adjourned.